also known as DragonflySoars. It is Monday, November 19th, about 5:15 p.m. It is pitch black outside. I got home a little late, but even if I had been on time, the clouds just rolled in and it was really dark before 4 o'clock, so there was no helping it. But I have things to show you. Last week ended up being kind of a weird week. There was a last-minute decision to go to my parents' house and spend Thursday and Friday there. My son got himself into trouble. I'm not going to go into, but he knows he's in trouble, and at the same time he needed mom. I was talking to some other moms at work, and we were saying, you know, we have every right to say, I'm going to strangle you and give you a hug, and then strangle you, and then give you another hug. That, you know, it's just... Anyway, it's all good. On the plus side, one advantage he did have is that while I was there, I talked to his IEP teacher, who was kind of his champion at school, and she actually said that he's been stepping it up this quarter and really working to get things done. He got an English paper done on time, and from what I could tell, it was done well and on time. So at least he didn't add to his troubles. So anyway, I ended up making an unexpected trip there, and that kind of threw things off for the whole week. And I always think I'm going to knit there, and then I don't actually knit there very much. So I podcast on Monday. Tuesday I got the news about him getting in trouble and made the decision that I was going to go there. But Tuesday was kind of a wash. I mean, the whole night was up and down. And Wednesday I drove to their house, had dinner with my son and my dad, and then when Mom came home I talked to her for a little bit. And then that was the end of Wednesday, so there was both Tuesday and Wednesday, there was pretty much no knitting. Thursday was okay, but I fell asleep early. I was having trouble falling asleep, and so I was in bed by 9:30. I didn't do a lot that day. Friday night, I took a really long nap, and then we went to go see Wreck-It Ralph. At Wreck-It Ralph, I did work on the twitchy socks a little bit, but I didn't put a doohickey in. I have absolutely no idea where they were the last time you saw them. And normally I try and at least look online and see if I can, you know, look at the last episode and check. I have no idea where they were last time. So we went to go see Wreck-It Ralph at it's a little tiny theater in town. They have one main movie, and then they have two little bitty theaters down in the basement that house maybe 30 people. I was really surprised to see that they were showing Wreck-It Ralph in 3D, because I didn't think they had the digital projectors to even do 3D. But that was the way it was showing. It was either that or it was Twilight, which I've never seen the other Twilight movies, and I don't like the books, so we weren't seeing that. Skyfall, which I just saw, and although I'm glad I saw it, it wasn't my favorite Bond movie, and I didn't want to sit through it for 2.5 hours again. And we both kind of wanted to see Wreck-It Ralph, and so we went to go see it. I think my son likes seeing the animated ones with me, because then he can blame me. But anyway, Wreck-It Ralph was cute, especially if you got kind of all the in-jokes of all the different characters. So, if you don't know, that's one where there's a video game that's just made up for the movie, and there's a good guy and a bad guy. But the bad guy, even though he plays a bad guy in the video game, he's not really a bad guy. And he wants to go and he wants friends, and he wants to be seen as a good guy. And so he game jumps. And he makes friends and has adventures, and everybody else kind of follows him and tries to get him out of trouble and different things. Anyway, it was a good movie. We liked it. So I worked on the twitchy socks then. I also worked on the twitchy socks this weekend. I came home on Saturday morning because it was best friend's birthday Saturday, and we originally were going to like go out to dinner, go to a movie, and that didn't quite happen because he was sick. So instead we had dinner. Actually, what we did is we had a late lunch. We went to Red Lobster, and then we had teeny tiny dinner because Red Lobster was so filling, and we just stayed in, and we watched a lot of HGTV off the DVR. Sunday we went to the outlet mall. I knit on these on the way to the outlet mall, not so much on the way back. I didn't really buy anything. He got some of his Christmas shopping done. I was tagging along. And then we watched Hangover and Hangover Part 2, which I didn't think I was going to like them, but Hangover, the first one, was pretty funny. The second one was weird. It had humorous parts, so it was good, but I liked the first one better. Alright, so Twitchy Socks. I did not work on the shawl. Well, I didn't work on it. I got 1.5 rounds done. So 1 pattern round and half of a rest round. And that's it. I did spin. So, which is primarily what I was doing at home. This is my Nitty and Color Merino Tencel. The colorway is Sunburst. I got it when I was at Stitches Midwest. I will post pictures here. Alright, so this came out kind of a light worsted, I would guess. It's 158 yards. I enjoyed spinning this. This, no matter what I did, was not spinning fine. So I let it be what it was going to be. So far, I am not super consistent on spinning fine. I'm trying to get there. Anyway, I 2-plied this. I purposely had I unbraided it so it was one long piece, and when I folded in half, I looked at it and the colors did not line up at all. So I decided that was perfect, and so I 2-plied it. So there might be a couple spots, like right here, the colors were very similar. There's a few spots like that, but generally the colors are very distinct all over. So I'm really happy with how this came out. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm thinking maybe fingerless gloves, but it's just slippery enough that I'm not sure if it would hold up or not. So I might have to test watch it. I'm not going to worry about it right now. That is it for things I worked on. And I am going to tell you that part of it is because it's almost Christmas. And so for the next few weeks, there may be things I am working on that I am not telling you about. So I will try to keep moving on some of the things I can tell you about so it doesn't get really boring. But anyway, I told you I ordered from Gail's Art 2 skeins of her blue face. They're both 4 ounces. And I meant to take pictures of them yesterday, and I totally forgot about it. And I haven't taken it out of the package yet. I will reinsert the picture that I showed you last week. So, that's the same picture from last week that's actually from her Etsy site. But it did come. It's just as bright as it was in the listing. So, I'm very happy with it. So, I'm going to look at my notes real quick. This is going to be a short episode because there's just not a lot done. But, and I'm trying to wait, there's some things I need to tell you about, but Okay, so the last few things to tell you about. One is a reminder about winning the Shulana Colorelli yarn. Remember, this is the rainbow colorway, and this is the pink colorway. It's actually pink, burgundy, brown. To do these, you need to tell me on the Ravelry thread what's on your bucket list that you're going to regret not doing. What steps are you taking to get there? And whether, if you win, do you want the rainbow or the pink? And all that's at the top of the thread. I have been really happy with the results of this. There's not a lot of entries, but the ones that have are putting some thought into what they want to do and what kinds of things that they can do to make those wishes happen. Whether it's saving money, whether it's looking for lessons, whether it's downsizing the household so you can travel in an RV later. It's been very interesting to see, and I've been glad to see that you guys are actually taking this time to reflect. So, with regards to that, I had said that one of mine is to take a vacation. Well, I'm still working on that, but I am kind of going to take a vacation. So, CJ Kopek announced last week that she is going to do a knitting retreat near Kalamazoo, Michigan in May of this coming year, so May 2013. I believe it's the third weekend of May, and it goes Thursday through Sunday. All of the information is in a thread on her forum. Her group is CJ Kopek Creations, and I will link the thread in the show notes. So the cost is $250. It's at a kids camp, so the installation has bunk beds. She's trying to do it first. Everybody will basically get a bottom bunk, and nobody will be on the top. And then she did say, if she has to start putting people on the top bunks, she asked if you don't mind a top bunk to let her know. I told her I don't mind a top bunk. It's $250 for your bunk and all the food and a goodie bag, and there will be vendors there one of the days, and it's just a fun thing to do. And my friend Jenny said that she would sign up. Right now there's Boutros Babe of Fibrista Files, Knitter Freak, JetGirl1313, who is Katie of Knitting on the Fly, Susan Pandorf, who designed the Even Star, Kagi, Alexa, CJ Kopek, of course. I know I'm missing a whole bunch of people. If you want more details, look on the thread or watch her latest episode. It's episode number 9. Her podcast is Guts, Grits, and Pink Lipstick, I believe. And so for me, that's a big thing. Lately, because of Rhinebeck, we were all talking about different festivals we like to go to, so I wanted to talk a little bit about festival versus a retreat. I've only been to one retreat, and that was for Unique Sheep, and I've been to a few festivals. Festivals are basically, you're going to see vendors, or you're going to see how sheep are bred, or how, wool is sheared. They're one-day events. Normally, you're going to purchase stuff. A retreat is a vacation where you're surrounded by other people just like you. When I went to the Unique Sheep retreat, we also had classes. We had classes on dyeing and some knitting techniques from Estonian lace and something else I don't remember right now. I believe CJ Kopek is looking at having some people come in and do like demos and things, but I'm not positive on that one yet. So, but for $250 to get away for 4 days and be surrounded by like-minded people sounded like a good deal. And for me, Kalamazoo is about a 4-hour drive, so it's not even outrageous. So I went ahead and signed up right away. She was talking earlier today about limiting it to 50 people. Last I knew, she hadn't done that yet, but it was just kind of because if everybody suddenly starts wanting to come, there does get to be an overwhelming part. And part of this is because I didn't get into SSK. I mean, yes, I realize that maybe down the road I'll get off the wait list, but since SSK was so fabulous this past year, I didn't go, but I heard how fabulous it is. I'm not going to bank on people exiting out, because since this year people had more warning and are planning more and everybody knows how great it was, I'm guessing that people that want to go to SSK, they're not going to have as many people back out. But that's just my feeling on it. So, I have 2 other cool things that happened today, and they're short. JD666 of the Twisted Strands podcast magic linked me on Ravelry yesterday or today, and it turns out that I won a book. I won Cowgirls by Kathy Karen. I just realized JD probably needs my address. I should let her know. We also just realized that we weren't Ravelry friends, and we're like, how in the world did that happen? But anyway, so I won Cowgirls, and then I also got a notice today saying that I earned a prize for the Susan G. Komen walk. You know how sometimes kids, or when we were kids, you would have something, and if you could get so many people to order out of a catalog, if you sold 1 to 10 items, you got a pencil, and if you got 11 to 25 items, you got a ball that lit up, and if you sold 1,000 items, then you got something, you could get like a basketball hoop or something, but nobody ever did that. And most of the time you got something cheap that, you could probably get at the dollar store, but that was kind of a little bit how this was. If you raised money and you got in certain levels, you got a prize. Well, I totally forgot about it because it wasn't what I was in there for. I didn't even think about it. Well, I got a notice today, and in fact I thought it was spam at first because it required you to log into a different website. So I actually went and Googled, found the website from the front end and didn't follow the link because I was nervous. Turned out it was a real thing. Once I got through it, I went, oh yeah, that's right, there were prizes. So, anyway, they had a whole list of prizes, and some of them were things like a Susan G. Komen jacket or a vest, which never are sized for big girls. But also then, they had things like a panini maker, an iPod shuffle. Not a nano, a shuffle. I forgot what else. There were a whole bunch of stuff, and some of it was kind of like, a keychain, which I already had one of those. Anyway, what I ended up getting is called a My Charge Summit 3000. And basically, it's a lithium battery that has cords on it for your iPhone or your mini USB products. So basically, most cell phones. And it is a rechargeable lithium battery, but it's a big one, and it holds enough charge that you can recharge your phone up to 2 times. And I was thinking, I so wish I would have had that when we were at Rhinebeck, because it's not big. I mean, it's not exactly pocket size, but it's not huge. It looks like it's about the same size as the phone itself. And you plug it in, and so you already have your battery, the phone charge. Then you have this battery pack charged. So you got one full charge, then you plug it in, get another full charge, and then plug it in, get another full charge before you need an outlet. And I so wish I had had that on my trip, but I am very glad that it is coming, and I hope it is as good as it sounds. So, I have one more thing to tell you, but I gotta pause for a second. Sorry about that. I was actually checking on Best Friend because he is over, and he has been, he doesn't feel well. And he doesn't sound really sick, but he's got this like dry, nagging cough. So if you guys hear it, I'm sorry. I can hear it. I don't think it's getting picked up in the recording, but I won't know till I play it back. But I did want to show you something. This, let's see if I can put it here. A little hard to see on the red wall. Here. This is a dragonfly wall hanging that my great aunt sent me out of the blue. My mom talks to my great aunt a lot, and I talk to her sometimes, especially if she's trying to figure out a puzzle or something like that. But she does watch the podcast, and so she was out doing something else, and she saw this and thought of me and sent it. And I actually meant to show it last week, and I chatted on too long and forgot all about it, and I felt bad. She also sent me an article all about dragonflies, so she sent them separately. But anyway, I thought that was very nice. So it's going to go, it's actually been hanging downstairs because I was going to hang it here, but it doesn't, the red dragonfly doesn't show up well on the red wall. So it's hanging on the white walls downstairs. So now I think, let me look real quick. Yep, that is everything. As I said, I am hoping to have more to show you next week, but there is the holiday factor. So this week I am podcasting tonight. I was going to go to my parents tomorrow night and then be at their house Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My son actually asked, did I really need to come on at night? Because I was telling him I need to get the laundry done, and I need to pack, and I need to do all this, and he's like, do you need to come that or Tuesday, or could you just come Wednesday morning? It was like, oh, I could come Wednesday morning and save myself a little bit of stress. So that seemed like a good idea. So now I'm going to their house Wednesday morning. So then it won't be quite such a bad thing, and I'm going to kick off the laundry as soon as I am done recording, because these clothes need to get thrown in there. And I can put on grubs. And that'll be it. I will talk to you guys all next week. Bye now.